And he just, says, oh, let's see if we can get this car to 160. And I'm like, sorry, what? And obviously he starts driving faster and faster. And I'm like, no, please don't. I want to get out.
An Aussie traveller has revealed how a dream trip to Italy turned into a nightmare when she was kidnapped, not once, but twice, in the space of a few hours. Stephanie, an executive from Melbourne, visited Europe with friends in October 2025. When her friends flew out, the 36-year-old stayed behind. She's known for her DIY home renovation videos and was interested in Italy's €1 house programs. She was also drawn to the kite surfing offered in the town of Lo Stagnoni near Marsala in Sicily. While staying in the town, she joined a meetup with fellow kite surfers that seemed harmless, but soon became scary and dangerous. The group was heading to another bar, and trusting them, she got into one of the men's cars, only for him to speed away from the gathering.
Basically, I got into the car and he starts driving. We go 300 meters, 400 meters, and then all of a sudden he gets onto a, slightly bigger road than the muddy track. And he just, says, oh, let's see if we can get this car to 160. And I'm like, sorry, what? And obviously he starts driving faster and faster. And I'm like, no, please don't. I want to get out. I'm terrified. So I start with, pleading, begging, asking nicely, car's going faster, start screaming, yelling, car goes faster. And these are small Sicilian roads.
After travelling about 12 kilometres, the car reached a gated compound and drove in. Discovering the door was unlocked, Stephanie jumped out and ran.
Checked the door, it opened, and I just ran for sort of as long as I could before I found an object to hide behind and check if I was being followed, and I wasn't. And just decided that getting as far away from there as I could would be great. And so I probably ran for a couple of kilometres before I came past the small little quiet town and saw the small security guard's car. And it was pretty obviously like a little yellow light on top, and he's walking around with a huge bunch of keys, checking the doors, checking the alarm.
The uniformed security guard agreed to give Stephanie a lift to her accommodation and even called his boss to explain what he was doing. She thought she was finally safe and moments from being back in her hotel room. But again, things took a sinister turn.
He's driven quite a few kilometres, and we were getting to the point where we were sort of 3 or 4 kilometres away from the hotel happily. And he just pulls over into this alleyway, and he's determined to translate on my phone. But during the drive, he'd said Bella, which beautiful, unfortunately. And I knew something was a bit not quite right. But I kept being like, oh no, I don't understand. Just casa. Anyway, so I finally gave him the phone when he'd stopped driving, and he typed on the phone, what are you going to do for me for driving you home? I just did the same thing. The door was open and I ran into a vineyard. I just started walking. Anytime I saw headlights in the distance, I'd just hide in the reeds next to the water. Every now and again, and there'd be a vending machine along the way, next to the vineyard. So I'd, buy a bottle of water or make a transaction. So if something did happen to me again, at least I could be tracked to my last location of where I used my bank card.
Stephanie was left shaken by the ordeal and wants it to serve as a warning to others.
It's absolutely not an Italian thing. Unfortunately for me and a lot of my girlfriends, much worse things have happened to us here in Australia. I think we'd like to say it's isolated to other countries, but we can see by domestic violence rates and the amount of women being unalived in Australia that it's not safe here either. And I think we should be doing whatever we can to educate people and make sure these things aren't happening. And when women do come forward with their stories, supporting them more and believing them more.
She told us her dream of buying a house in Italy has been put on hold for now.
I don't think I'll be going to Italy to work on a project unless I have someone that I'm doing it with now.